All right, so now we're here at the exhibition in Ispo at ATK, and we've come to David, who is working and developing some new bindings. So tell us a little bit about the Freeride 14.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Davide. I'm working as a product developer into the company. Here we are presenting and showing the Freerider 14, binding. This binding is a fully featured binding with ski brakes in the front part, as we are always using on our Freeride bindings. This binding offers a 14 DIN as a maximum release value, so it's a hard pushing binding. Offers a very wide base plate for wide skis, up to 130, 135 millimeters. The heel part offers several walking modes with the magneto heel flap system. I can show you how it works. So, stepping in with the boot, hooking the ski brake in the front part, locking the front lever for the walking up.
And then the front is fixed.
Yeah, then the front is fixed only for walking up, so only for skinning up, yeah. Then we have several walking modes in the heel part. These heel flaps are driven by magnets, so it's a very innovative system. Thanks to this system, we have a really lightweight binding, only 395 grams, so nearly the half weight of any other competitor with similar performances. First step, second step, then we also offer flat mode for skinning up, third and fourth skinning system.
So you have five different walking
aids, which are very modular and can be always flipped with the pole tip. So it's a very comfortable and simple system for skinning up.
Do you have in mind the degrees on the different levels of the walking system?
No, I have the millimeters, but because the degrees depends on the length of the boot.
And what millimeters are it?
Yeah, so we have flat mode at 0 millimeters, then we have 50 millimeters in the first, and each step goes up 7 or 8 millimeters. So we have we go up to 74, 75 millimeters raised, so 50 to 75.
And can you do the rotation of the back binding? Can you do that with the pole? That sounds difficult.
No, that's not possible. We don't offer this feature because it's not necessary at all. Because when you start skinning up, you just rotate before starting your uphill. You just rotate by hands your heel part, and then you have a fully featured heel part because you have a flat mode, first step, and second step too. Always driven by pole tip, so you don't need to rotate your heel part. And when you are uphill, on the top of your uphill, then you just need to rotate it by hands and hook the boot for the downhill, releasing the front lever for more safety in the downhill. Because please always remember to unlock your toe part, otherwise the binding will not show a release system, a valid release system. So.
If you don't go down a 55-degree couloir and you can't lose the ski.
It's always an option to lock the toe part in case of very extreme skiing or when it's necessary to keep the skis in the fits.
It's for the diehards. And what about the toe piece here? Does it have any traveling elasticity in sideways?
No, the toe piece is a standard tech toe piece with no front release, as we are showing on a Pauster concept. This tech bindings offers all the release systems in the back part. So we have a side release adjustment value and a vertical release adjustment value, both in the heel part and both from 8 to 14 DIN.
And can it travel anything before release, so it has any elasticity in the back?
Yeah, the side release has quite a good elasticity that we can see here. So it works a lot before releasing. But here we are not talking about a certified safety binding. We are talking about a Freeride binding with a very lightweight. So here we are looking more at the performance and still keeping an eye on the safety, but it's not recommended for those users that really want to have a fully safety binding. This is not like an alpine binding. This is a tech binding. So we are talking about a performance binding, also for hard charging, for free riding on very steep condition or deep snow conditions, but it's not a very fully safety binding. It's not certified for safety, but it's here.
So for the more hybrid tech alpine binding, we have to wait for your innovation Pauster.
Exactly. We have to wait a couple of seasons again to have the fully safety binding. We are working on the Pauster concept since last year, and we are on snow right now. We will have more feedbacks during this season, and our goal, our aim is to have the final product at ISPO 2019.
Super, and I understand that you do have a Swedish skier. I don't know if you know him, Johan Jonsson, who rides on the ATK bindings. Will he try out the Pauster as well?
I don't have any contact with him up to now because we just signed our cooperation last week. Okay. So I've never been in Sweden in the last days, so I never met him. But I think I will meet him, and I will also include him in the testing of the Pauster, of course. It's necessary for us to have different origins of the testers, because different origins means different needs. And your region is obviously a very interesting region for free riding and for powder snow skiing. And so we will include him into the Freeride testing team, of course.
Super. You will find him either in Engelberg, skiing POW, or in Sibylla in Sveg eating hamburgers.
Okay, so I know where to go to find him.
So one more serious question. Why do you have the Skistoppers in the front? What's good and what's bad with that? Okay.
Basically, this is a ski touring ski brake. So this is it has been developed in 2010, 2011 for the first binding, first touring binding that we produced. That was the RT binding. And when we developed this concept, this new concept of brake in the front part of the binding, we were thinking about a ski brake which was always active, both in uphill and downhill. So the great limit of the standard ski brakes that were offered on the market and are still offered on the market was that you had to block it for the uphill. It means that without skins, or even with skins, the ski on the field, on the snow, can go straight down on the hills. And
I've almost been there many times.
Everyone lost a ski on the mountains. And with this system, when you get out from the binding with the boot, both due to a release or even if you want to get out by pressing on the front lever, the ski brake activates immediately. I can show you. So you step in the binding, you hook the ski brake, and in this moment the ski brake is active on the ski. But when it releases, when the boot gets out, both if you decide to release it or not, the brake activates. So you can put your skis down on the snow and they will stop your skis and hold them when you are hooking them and so on. So it's a very clever and focused system for alpinism and ski touring.
I'm not sure if you have the Swedish price, but what is the retail price for this one in the store?
So the recommended European retail price is 580 euros. I'm not very informed about the Swedish price, but it will be for sure similar to this price.
Right. Okay, David, thank you very much.
Thank you guys, and see you on the snow, maybe on ATK bindings.